Because you're one of the best scientists I've ever seen across the country, across the world, which is so much amazing. And because I know you're a great physicist.
What is the most unique thing that you found about Nepal?
The number one of them is the flag of Nepal.
Yeah.
Comes and say, yes, I'm in Africa, I'm in Uganda.
Hello.
In that way. Then I know the word uncha. Uncha. The meaning yes.
Yes. Nepal is the second richest country in water bodies.
Yeah. Success to Nepal. We need that award here.
Yeah, it's awesome. Right? So hello everyone and welcome to AD Podcast. Today you are going to miss D from AD Podcast, but today with us we have an amazing guest. He is Mr. Moses Bagirre Blessing, and he is the former president, global president of International Youth Summit, WSDA, New Zealand, and currently the country director of Uganda for the International Youth Summit. So let's welcome with huge applause. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Mr. Arif Ali, for this wonderful and amazing time granted to me to be here. It is such a blessing for me to be in Nepal. Since the day we met on our 4th International Youth Summit in Kolkata, it was really amazing and inspiring. That's why I was like, this delegate from Nepal, I must get ways of getting connected and reach there. And now here I am.
Thank you so much. First of all, I would like to thank you from every cells of me, every atoms of me.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here in Nepal and giving your time, spending your time meeting students here, meeting some delegates here, and having such a positive influence on them. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome, sir. You're welcome, sir.
And the best thing that I have found from the time I have met you, the word blessing in your name.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, you are really I feel like you are a blessing because
thank you.
You are such an influencing personality. I sometimes get goosebumps, when you are presenting on the stage. Yes. And I feel so good.
Wow.
When I get to hear you.
It's my pleasure always, and we just find the things we're doing themselves in a way that inspires lots of people, and it is still a blessing that being a global icon, we always inspiring lots of people. And as you got inspired with me, I still have lots of things that I learned from you, and I got inspired. Yeah. Because you're one of the best scientists I've ever seen across the country, across the world, which is so much amazing. And today I hope we are going to share lots of ideas as far as science is concerned, because I know you're a great physicist.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. So today what we are going to do is, first thank you for your time. And today we don't have any structure, like no plans what we are going to talk about, but I'm pretty certain that we are going to have some very productive time, and people are going to love it. And I hope many of them get inspired from your story and your works that you have been doing in your journey. So let's begin with your introduction. Let us know more about you.
Okay, thank you once again. By name Moses Bagirre Blessing, the former president of International Youth Summit of 2021 to 2023, as well as the country director of International Youth Summit from Uganda, Africa. So I'm glad being here in Nepal because I'm learning lots of things within Nepal, because it is always a blessing to move around and experience the diverse cultures and how things are made. Purposely, I'm so much enthused and excited to get to know about your 4D dimension in science.
Wow,
I'm really excited.
Okay, so first I'd like to ask you, like, I feel that Nepal is very different when compared to Africa. And there are a lot of differences, right? Like differences in culture.
Yes.
Differences in traditions, differences in how we behave, how we talk, how we walk. So what is the most unique thing that you found about Nepal after you have arrived here?
Okay. Some of the most unique things I identified or I got noticed about, the number one of them is the flag. Of Nepal, because it is so much unique in a way that it is a combination of two triangles, which was so much exciting. And I got because it is one of the unique flags I've ever seen. It's not triangular, it's not rectangular, but it is a combination of two triangles.
It is
the whole world.
Yeah, it is the only flag that is non-rectangular.
Sure. And another thing that I got excited about, which is somehow different, is some foods. And I'm so much in love with getting to know about the different foods, the cultures, for us, the other side, we have different ways of dressing as far as culture is concerned, and this way. Because when I reached, I got the opportunity to put on the Nepalese cape. Yeah, and I looked
that
so
is
much
called
good.
Dhaka topi.
Yes, yeah. And the weather, because currently it is winter season, and in Africa we hardly experience that too much cold. So at first I felt that shake. But after some good days, I got to adhere, and that's great.
I hope you are enjoying it, right?
Really, I'm enjoying, and I've taken lots of tours around during my free times, which has made the stay enjoyable.
So you talked about the flag of Nepal.
Yeah.
And we have seen the flag of Uganda.
Yeah.
Which is little similar to the flag of Germany.
And the only difference is at the corner.
Yeah, tell me the significance of your flag.
Yeah, the significance of the Uganda flag. First of all, it is, I can say, one of the most beautiful flags across the world. Yeah. It is made of 3 colors. It has 3 strips. They're made of black, yellow, and red. With a crested crane, that bird in the middle, with its leg having that movement. Showing that Uganda is moving ahead. And each color in that Uganda flag represents something. For example, black represents the ethnicity of we, the Africans, that we are black in color, just like the way you can see many Africans around. Then yellow represents the sunshine, because our climate there, we normally receive sunshine every day. Even if it rains for 5 hours, still the sun comes and say, yes, I'm in Africa, I'm in Uganda. In that way. Then red color represents the blood, because we are connected. Yes, we have the blood. Yeah, that makes it unique and so much beautiful. And making it the pearl of Africa with its beautiful sceneries around, the water bodies and so many mountains. And biodiversity.
When I saw you explaining about your flag with such an intensity, I would like to share a little bit about our flag as well.
Yeah.
Since it is unique in shape, it is crimson red in color, crimson red, and that color represents the bravery, the Gorkhas, who have like proven to the world how brave they are.
Yeah.
So the red color represents the bravery. Similarly, there's a blue stripe.
Yes.
You might have.
Yes,
Right?
I noticed it.
Yeah, that blue color represents the calmness. You know, the calmness in the Nepalese.
Yes,
Yeah.
the Nepalese.
And inside the flag, you'll see like there's a sun and a moon, a shape of a Christian moon.
Yes.
Actually, in 1960s it was modernized. Before that, before 1960,
Yeah.
flag was a little bit different. The moon and the sun had faces in it, two eyes, nose, and mouth. It had faces, and as the flag was to be modernized, the face was removed, and
Oh.
the flag that we have now is about like 60 years old.
But it looks beautiful.
Yeah.
I really like it.
I found one similarity between Uganda and Nepal,
Yes, what that?
and that is both of our country. It's landlocked.
Yeah. They're both landlocked
Yeah,
countries.
none of the borders are in
They have
touch.
a spot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with the sea or ocean. So, what are more things like you?
Okay.
I haven't visited.
So you've not yet visited Uganda, but I believe in the next time you soon be there. So from the movements and the tours I've so far done across Nepal during my stay here, I noticed that Uganda and Nepal share a similarity that both countries are blessed with lots of water bodies. Lots of water bodies. Yes. Yeah.
And to inform you, like add something to you, Nepal is the second richest country in water bodies,
Yeah.
and it has huge capacity for hydroelectricity, to
Wow.
produce hydroelectricity, and that is a plus point for Nepal, and inshallah in coming years we are going to produce it and help Nepal in its sustainability. And when you talk about water bodies, Nile strike to mind. The river.
Yes. Okay, let me give some more light about the River Nile.
Yeah.
River Nile, it is the longest river in the whole world, and it's a source. Let me tell you this, frankly, it begins from the area where I was born. Yes, it is Ginger. So the source of that river Nile starts from there in Ginger, and to cross from that Egypt up to all those big seas, and it is one of the areas. It has gotten many hydropower dams, and just as you can get to know from the research, Uganda has tried itself best to construct the hydropower dams, even to supply power. It now sells even to some neighboring countries like Kenya and Rwanda. They get some of the power.
Okay.
From our country.
So we have a lot of things to discuss about Nepal and Uganda, the similarities, the differences. Before that, I'd like to jump into your life. Okay.
Oh.
So let's discuss what are you into? Let our audience know what you are into and how you are giving impact to the society, how you are impacting your society, what you are contributing to your society, and how being into this International Youth Summit has helped you in your journey, and not just your journey, the journey of everyone around you. Yeah, I'd like to hear a little from you.
Okay, I'm going to skip some parts, but going straight to the current trends now. I got inspired to do what I normally do from a variety of mentors, but the forefront mentors from the International Youth Summit. That is Mr. Ahmed Barry from wherever he is. I'm really, really appreciative, and the entire team, the advisory board of the International Youth Summit that I joined as a junior, and they saw lots of potential in me as far as leadership is concerned. We had lots of trainings during the lockdowns, and we impacted over 100,000 youths across the world, and it continued to bring the impact, making it a bigger thing to the entire world, just like the way we had the previous International Youth Summit in Kolkata, India, and I got the opportunity to meet you. I got inspired, as you also got inspired through that. And putting that aside, I also do teaching professionally. I'm a teacher, and I meet lots, a minimum of 100 students a day during my lessons. So these people get inspired with what we normally do, as we are always doing our best to see that we can create an environment that is free and fair for everyone to live in, and achieve the sustainable development for this youthful generation we need.
Yeah, I remember one thing from your speech.
Yeah.
You told a line that a teacher's teaching survives eternity, right?
Yes. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Arif. So that phrase is it came to my mind, and I noticed that a teacher's influence, a teacher influences eternity. His or her influence goes. For example, I'm a teacher today. I teach lots of students, and out of those students can become also teachers, and they teach others. Even when I get to die, my knowledge will keep on thriving, going into different generations. That's why I normally say that a teacher's influence goes up to eternity.
Great,
which
great.
is so much
Yeah,
amazing. And I'm proud of being a teacher, because one time when I was doing my internship, I did it in a rural setting, a very rural setting. But as I was finishing it, I got one of the village leaders, local council leader, was like, now you boys and girls, you finished your internships here. We've seen you people behaving well around the community. Now go and teach everyone. Don't just go and teach these school-going learners, but go and teach everyone. Let it be old or young. So that gave me the courage to do my level best to see that I can do everything I need, because I've got an opportunity of sharing different ideas with the people who are much more educated and empowered financially and in all aspects of life, which is so much encouraging to me.
Yeah. And actually, the way you were encouraged by people,
yes,
now people are getting encouraged by your sayings.
Yeah.
How does it feel?
I feel
the cycle. Yeah.
I feel that blissful. That's what I can say. Something that is beyond happy. Because whenever I see that my works or our works as the International Youth Summit team and our Workplace Skills Movement Academy in New Zealand are impacting lots of lives, then we say we are doing something great. Because when one person gets inspired today, that person is capable of again impacting more than 10 people, which enlarges or builds up the population of people who are empowered.
Actually, in some sense, you are pushing the horizon of your students.
Yes.
Like when they see you, they might have a feeling, if he can do it, why not me?
Exactly.
Yeah. So,
exactly.
And I heard one more thing about you, that you love visiting to rural places, right?
Yes.
And try to get into schools or institutions which are very backward.
Yeah.
Can you tell the reason behind it?
Okay, the reason behind that, I also got my elementary school education from a very rural school. I started my nursery school under a tree. under a tree. So I know what it feels when it rains.
So stop. You mean that you studied, you got your primary education under a tree?
Yes, for the first 3 classes, we were used to learn under trees as our classes. So we had 4 rooms of around 12 feet to 20 feet each classroom, and they were not that much bigger. So it was only some 4 classes, because in Uganda we have primary classes start from primary 1 to primary 7. So only those who were in the upper classes were accessing those classrooms.
Is it normal?
It changed. The story changed. But by then, that was the situation. And that is the kind of education I got. And it's a blessing to me, because it gave me courage to work hard and see that life can change within those schools. That's why I normally like to go and work with those rural schools, because there is a lot of talent there. Because we talk about science nowadays, even the president of the Republic of Uganda is so much focused on promoting sciences. And as I'm here, I know I'm sharing ideas with the greatest scientist, Arif Ali. I like your science. And within this, the reason that those people, those students deep down there, they have the ability to learn. They are clever, but they don't have access to real materials that can enable them to bring out what they know. So that's why I normally go and do what I can, where need be, to connect them to their entities that can make ends meet. So,
such a great work you are into.
Thank you.
I really want to get into your team, actually.
Sure, thank you.
We are already a team.
Yes.
And together pushing the horizon for the students.
Yeah.
And helping them dream big.
Yeah.
And that's a very beautiful thing.
Yes.
And whenever I get
now,
yeah, please.
I'm so much excited. Sorry to go a little thing, but I was watching some time back, just of recent. I was watching about your theory of the 4D dimension in science, and I'm so much excited about it. Can you tell me something more about the 4D theory?
Yeah, actually, you already know a little bit.
Yes.
We have been discussing about it from a long time.
Yes.
So, the thing is, gravity. Let's get to the gravity.
Yes.
Gravity is a topic, a heated debate. Gravity from centuries. People have been developing different theories to explain gravity.
Yes.
And there was a time when people used to think that Earth is the center of the universe.
Yes.
And people believed in this theory for 1400 years. And then came Copernicus. He came with a geocentric theory where sun was kept in the center and Earth revolving around it. And then came Johannes Kepler, who gave the theory that the Earth is not orbiting in a circular direction, but in an elliptical direction.
Wow.
And then came Newton. He gave us the theory of gravitation.
Yes. Yeah, I remember those theories.
Yeah, and then even Newton's theory, after centuries, it was on a point when it needed some corrections, some revisions,
some modifications. Yeah.
And there was the entry of Albert Einstein, who came up with the theory of general relativity. And now it is already more than a century of the general relativity, and we scientists know all around the globe, we are in search of everyone, every physicist, every scientist who are under this category. They are looking for a theory that could bring a concept that can combine general relativity, the Einstein's theory, and the quantum mechanics, the theory of microscopic things, particles. So we don't have that theory. So scientists from all around the world are working on that, and I'm one of them.
Wow.
Working on it, and we have already completed a paper, which has got a lot of attentions, and
Yes.
and even your team from Uganda. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So I'd like to tell to my audience that Moses has helped us do some collaboration with some of the enthusiasts of Uganda, which we are going to continue very soon.
Yeah.
And it's going very good. Thank you so much for that.
So, you're welcome, sir. Yeah, I surely like the dimension because it is promising. It is promising, and I wish you the best. Because last time when we were having our event with the students in the different schools around Badrapal, they were so much excited with that science, and it is really a blessing to lots of us across the world.
I really feel so good, when my smile is different when we start talking about science.
Yo,
so that is me.
I know.
It gives me some tickling, Oh, science, come on.
Exactly.
So okay, let's get back to Uganda and Nepal. Okay.
Great.
What I have heard a lot about Matoke, right? Is it Matoke?
Oh, it is the one of the foods. Most of the food we normally take. It is Matoke. You're talking about Matoke. So the pronunciation easy. So it is Matoke. Matoke is one of the foods that is commonly known as the food probably in the central part of Uganda. It is the staple food. Then when you go to the eastern part of Uganda, it is also there, though it's not the staple food, because in the eastern, the staple food is potatoes. That is, normally we call it Emboli, because it's my area of birth. That's where I was born. Then, and some other areas, the north of the country, northern Uganda, they normally use millet flour. Millet flour, they make food out of it. Yes, they are given different names, but it's the same food. Our friends in the West Nile, they call it enyasa, and they are proud with it because I've never been there. That's where I had some of my internship, and I got the opportunity to have the enyasa. Then the etisots in the teso, they also, I'm just forgetting the name, but they call it in a special way.
Yeah.
And many other areas. Then Matoke, it goes all around, even in the western Uganda, it is highly grown there. Yes, so Matoke is commonly known as food.
It's the national food of
national food. That's what I can say.
Oh, great. And talking about food,
yeah,
we visited the vegetable market as well. And I saw you were surprised seeing some vegetables.
Yes, I was surprised seeing some of the foods I have never seen. Others I've seen them, but the way they are prepared in Nepal was somehow new to me. And I was excited to get to learn and to get to taste them. For example, the momos, I tried them, and lots of foods. That was so much amazing.
So, like what words have you learned till now?
Today I'm making my 8th day in Nepal. And I've so far learned some few words that are to my fingertips. For example, I know the word uncha. The meaning yes. Okay. And namaste. Namaste, expressing respect for each other, as in forms of greeting in that way.
And huncha is a word, like you can put it anywhere. If someone is like ordering you something, huncha. If you someone is asking, in phone call, huncha. You can say huncha, and you can complete the conversation as well. And namaste. You learned it. How is the hospitality here? You've been meeting lots of
people. The hospitality, when you talk about that, the smile comes in a full way. The moment I landed Nepal at Kathmandu, in the capital of Nepal, I was so much impressed. It started from the immigration officers who welcomed in a very different way. Like, oh wow, where are you going? Just here is my first time in Nepal. I've come to do this and that. So they were so much excited and enthused to see that we can have that collaboration together. The people around in the different localities are so much welcoming. They are so much welcoming, respectful. They express love for each other, which is so much outstanding. Yeah.
Thank you so much. This is Nepal.
Exactly.
In Africa, whenever there is a foreigner, I have seen a lot of videos where kids go after them and they tell them a word, muzungu.
Oh, wow. Muzungu in Uganda, it is a word. It is a Swahili word that we normally use to express or to describe someone who is not black in color. A foreigner who is not black in color, because they normally say, oh, that is Muzungu huyo. So there is Muzungu. So someone who is new in the place and is from foreign countries, for example, someone specifically who is not of black color is commonly known as Muzungu.
So to us,
yes,
you are Muzungu, right? You are a foreigner.
Wow.
And people in Nepal
yes,
are extra good toward the Muzungus.
Wow. Yes, because
they're very good to foreigners.
Foreigners, I've experienced this from wherever we've been moving around. For example, today in one of our tours when we tried reaching some borders. Yes, even the officers, because in Africa, people, whenever they used to see police officers and the army officers, they used to fear. Hey. But now, things are keeping on changing, that no, there are also people like us. So I've expressed this now in Nepal. So they were okay, sharing and communicating with lots of people in a very calm way. I liked that so much.
Thank you so much. I take it as a compliment.
Great.
And when we are talking about Uganda,
yes,
how can we forget the Lake Victoria?
Wow.
It's a huge lake, right?
When we talk about Uganda, as I told you at first, that it is a blessed country with lots of beautiful sceneries, from relief, biodiversity, different species of animals, wild animals. Now, when we talk about Lake Victoria, this is a very big basin, one of the biggest lakes. Yes, it's one of the biggest lakes with fresh waters. With fresh water, you can just get water, put in the saucepan, cook food. Because it is not salty, it is fresh. You can even use it for irrigation, take it for drinking. So it is one of the biggest water basins, and it is shared with among 3 countries. That is, we divided with Uganda, takes apart Kenya and Tanzania. Yes.
Tanzania?
So we share it. Tanzania,
Kenya, and Uganda.
So we share that Lake Victoria, and lots of economic activities takes place there. We have fishing because many people have gained money out of it.
Fishing.
Yes.
I have also heard that in Lake Victoria, people are not allowed to swim. Is there any particular reason behind it?
Allowed to swim? No, not everywhere, because it is somehow, it has deep waters. So there are just some gazetted areas, the so-called beaches around. Because when you get time to come to Uganda soon, you will get to see some of the beaches around as you'll be coming from the airport. Because at the airport, you'll just see, as you'll be landing, you'll see the waters of Lake Victoria. So there are lots of beaches around there. So those are the gazetted areas for swimming, but not swimming at extra of the far points of that.
Now, you have been all around the world.
Yes.
Right? And you have been to a number of countries. And which country you felt like it was very unique in context of culture?
In the context of culture, first, before I mention the country, I need to start with the continents.
Okay.
And many people are always posing questions. Why are you so much interested in Asia? Huh?
Yeah.
Yes. Why are you so much interested in Asia? Yes, I'm an African. I know the African context. And now I've so far tested the cultures of the Europe and some other continents. But now I saw it that Asia as a continent, most of the countries within, they are so much caring with their culture. You can't just change them with their culture because they know their values, which I liked so much. And in Africa and Asia, we are sharing that. And that's why I was like, no, I need to travel as many Asian countries as possible. And here I am in Nepal. So Nepal is one of the countries I've stayed in for so long during my movements. So, and I still expect more days because I have lots of things I'm learning over here with the culture. People are welcoming, the way they dress, the foods, the variety of foods. So they're outstanding. All those, the clothing, the ways of clothing. So it is outstanding so far. Yes.
That means you have chosen Nepal.
Nepal.
Thank you.
I've stayed here for those many years. For those many days. Because of the everyday things I continue seeing. And I'm so much excited to now go to get to some tours around the Everest. Because it's just nearby. As I was landing at the airport, I go to see those beautiful sceneries of the Everest, which I used to learn about when we were still schooling. And I was like, oh, wow.
So when during your flight, you have already seen Everest with your naked eye.
Yes, with my naked eye.
Feeling,
as I was on the aeroplane, so I go to see the Everest. I was like, wow, this is so beautiful.
And now let's move to the culture of the East Africa.
Yes.
How are cultures different within the continent?
First of all, I'm going to share the culture in Africa, and I can't make a mistake of not starting with my own culture.
Yeah.
I'm a Musoga by tribe. From Uganda. Uganda is one of the countries with very many tribes.
And the language is Musoga.
So I'm a Musoga person. So I come from an area called the Busoga Kingdom. Busoga Kingdom. And the people who come from there are called are given a name, common name of Basoga, just like the way you can say that is a Ugandan, that's a Nepali. So now there we say that is a Musoga. So I'm a Musoga from Busoga. Yes. Yeah. And when I come to the ways of dressing in our culture, traditionally men put on kanzus. Kanzu, it's called the kanzu. You have ever seen the Muslims? You have ever been to Dubai, right?
Yeah.
So those attires they put on, the white.
Kandara.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's called that way. So for us, we call them kanzu, but they are designed in a different way, just somehow different from those of the Arabs. But it has some designs here and just below. So, but it is of the same made. The always is white, and then we put on the coats. So they say, wow, that is a Musoga. And actually, Busoga and Buganda. So we have those two. Then the ladies put on, it is called Gomez. The local name is called Gomez. It is made in a very fantastic style. So someone puts it on when they can't show other body parts, to expose other body parts. So as a way of preserving our culture and respecting our souls. So, and when we come to food, we also have variety of foods and fruits. So which and in that way, that is just a part briefly of our culture.
Yeah.
So as I told you, we have very many tribes. When we go to the west, the Banyankole, we so call them Runyaktara. They're also a very group of different tribes, but they have the identity.
Let's make it more comprehensible, okay?
Yes.
The Busoga tribe.
Yeah.
What is the population of that tribe?
The population,
Around.
it's big. So big.
Oh, it's big.
We are around 8 million there, I think. Around 7, 8. Yes. And it is growing at a very high rate.
Okay.
It is growing at a very high rate for the reason, or one of the reasons that sent me to work in the rural. There is experiencing lots of early marriages and increasing school dropouts, early unintended adolescent pregnancies, things of that kind. So they make the population grow at a very high.
Yeah, and when you check the demography of Uganda, you get to see that the average age of the population is around 15 to 16.
Yeah.
And it seems like the early marriages and giving birth to a lot of children have started recently, because 15 is like very less. It seems like the population rise has just begun.
Okay, this I'm going to be a little divergent from what you're just telling me. It has not started just of recent. It started some many years back, but by then the population was sparse, very little. But now it's growing at a high rate. That as technology is increasing, as the era is changing, and even the parenting styles. That's why, personally, I'm more of empowering these youths. And I'm in the process, just like the way during our previous conversation, compiling. I'm in the process of compiling my book called My Rising Sun. My Rising Sun, of course, is likely to be the title. A survival guide for raising youngsters. So I see the gap in parenting. So that gap in parenting, some parents, most of those in rural, since they don't have that much money, maybe to take care of the education for their children, they just say, after all, let the government take care. Yet it is the responsibility of the parents to make sure that these children are raised well in that way. If they are done in that way, we can see that we can reduce some of these things, because they have lots of the implications that come with those activities.
And I also got to know that Sir Moses watches a lot of action movies, right?
Yes, I'm a movie nerd. I love so much. I love watching movies.
You watch Bollywood?
I watch a variety of movies, but specifically, I'm a fan of action movies. And currently, I have my favorite director of movies. He's just from India, and I'm excited. I know one day I'll meet him. That is Dr. Osef Shaison. And just some few days back, his film industry won the award, the World Award. And he's trending so much in the movie industry as far as action Indian movies are concerned.
Can you tell me like any name that you remember of the director that you mentioned?
That is Dr. Osef Shaison.
Dr. Osef. Okay.
Dr. Osef Shaison. He's an Indian. He has ever visited Uganda, and he visited the Jinja, the source of River Nile. So he told me, yes, we had some shoot from there, and I got the opportunity to attend an online training with him during one of the International Youth Summit sessions. That was in 2020.
That's great.
Yes, and I got inspired from him. It's where I got the courage and the vibe to work hard to see that I can rock the world.
Nice. It sounds so great.
Yeah.
You watch Bollywood. Okay. Have you ever watched a Nepali movie?
Nepali movie? I'm so much excited. I tried it in the evening, and I was learning. It's only that the language, I'm a beginner with the basics.
Yeah.
Yes, but I started it.
Do you know any hero or actor or actress from Nepal?
As in the movie industry, you know, the names can just fly out of the mind. But as I'm starting on the journey, I'm gonna be super fan of that.
So in Nepali movies, when you talk about the recent days, it is doing a very good progress.
Wow.
Like recently, we are making movies that are being released in other international languages as well.
Wow.
There was a movie recently called Prem Geet, which was even dubbed in Hindi and was released in India as well, which got a lot of attention. And yeah, things are moving good when you come to the Nepali film industry, and let's wish them a lots of luck and a lots of passion, a lots of courage to move forward. And because you see Bollywood, it's like ruling the whole world.
Yeah.
Like there is no country where there are few people who know Bollywood, right? There are a lot of people all around the world who love Bollywood. So this is also a way in which a country gets exposure. So that is what Nepali film industry has started doing already. So let's wish them luck and move forward with our conversation.
Okay. Okay, now just to divert you from there, let's go back to science, because I'm so much excited, as I told you from the beginning. As I was watching the theories you're making as far as gravity is concerned, can you tell me something about this idea I found out in one of your videos about the black hole?
Yeah.
The black hole.
Yeah. Sure. See, telling in a very simple language, in a very simple way, black hole is something that can attract everything. Okay?
Yes.
That can attract. If this is a black hole and anything comes close to it or in its vicinity, is going to suck it inside.
Wow.
It has that intense gravity, and that basically that is black hole. And there are a lot of mysteries when it comes to black hole. And very interesting thing about black hole is it was not first observed and studied and written theory about it. The sequence was a bit different. In the beginning, Einstein came up with the theory of relativity, theory of gravity. And when a scientist called Schwarzschild, he was in a war, and he was reading in his free time. He was reading papers, scientific papers, and he came across Einstein's relativity, and he did some calculations with that formula, and he found a condition that if we put these conditions, then we come to a conclusion where something called black hole appears. That was just a mathematical prediction. And when time passed by, we got stronger with our technology and our lenses, and now we have already observed a black hole. We have already pictured a black hole. So the most unique thing about black hole is the process, the steps that it has crossed before its discovery. First, we did the discovery in the mathematics, just the paper. And once we were confident about its existence, and when the observations and the survey were done, we got to see the black hole in real. So that is amazing thing about black hole.
It is so much amazing, because I was seeing the technology there, the science behind that, and I'm like, I need to get to know much about this. And now, another question I would like to ask you is, lots of scientists from Albert Einstein and many others who have been doing this, they have been coming up with fantastic theories that have changed generations and eras. Now, do you think Nepal can make it as one of those scientists through you?
Yeah, so first of all, I'd like to say that when things comes to like intellectual level, when things comes to this, then, when NASA first sent its satellite to the moon,
the NASA.
there were a lot of questions.
Yes, sure.
What did you get by sending satellite to the moon, sending people to moon?
Yeah.
And the answer that scientists gave was, when we tried to go to the moon, we found our Earth, because that was the first time when people got to have a glance of the whole Earth. That was the first time.
Yes.
And the Earth that they saw, didn't have any boundaries. No boundaries, no different colors, just greeneries, just the forest, just clouds. And that was the time when a revolution started. People started thinking more about Mother Earth, how to protect the nature.
Sure.
So science goes hand to hand with a lot of other things. When we try to look outwards, we get to watch inwards. So that is the beauty of science. And when you talk about the discovery and coming up with a new theory, everything is here. And science doesn't see the boundaries. Sure. Science doesn't see the nation, doesn't see the lines, doesn't see the color, right?
Yeah.
So someday, like we got a revolution against Ptolemy first. Ptolemy said that Earth is in the center. Then came Copernicus. Then came Kepler. Then came Newton. Then came Einstein. And certainly very soon, we are going to have a new theory.
Exactly.
From a new scientist, from a new face and a fresh brain, right?
Wow.
And that can be anyone. And
I'm so much optimistic that I'm pretty sure that one, the person I'm sharing with is capable of reaching that. Because I'm so much optimistic in you. I know your ability, your capability. You're so much dedicated when it comes to science.
Yeah.
And I'm so much inspired.
Yeah, and
with your works in line with that.
And in this portion, I got a bit lucky because I was born in Nepal.
Yes.
In what sense? If you have a question like how lucky being a Nepali for science, then I lived in a community where I got to meet people full of diversity. People who were Hindu, Christian, my family, Muslim, and Buddhist, and I got to learn scriptures and the teachings of all the religions. I have read all the Upanishads, I read the Vedas, I have read Bible, I have read Quran, and these were the things that pushed me that there was something missing in our science.
Exactly.
And I came across, being specific, I came across a Veda. That is a Hindu scripture called Atharva Ved. And in Atharva Ved, there is a Upanishad called Mandukya Upanishad. And that Upanishad, I found a sloka. It explained about the higher dimensions. And the sloka went like this: Na antah pragyam, na bahis pragyam, na ubhayatah pragyam, na pragyam pragyana ghanam, and so on. It's a long sloka, and this explained if there is an existence of higher dimensions, what the structure is going to be, how it is going to be, and it just struck in my mind. Oh, this is the thing. I got the solution, kind of. And then I got into my science. I read. I did a lot of things. This just like brainstorming and a lot of things.
Critical thinking.
Yeah. And that is how I came across the concept that I have already came with. So I feel very lucky that I was born in Nepal. In this circumstance, in this community, with these people. And so if anyone can do it, if someone is going to do it, then why not me? Right?
Wow. It's so much amazing. And I'm pretty sure you can make it.
Yeah.
And I wish you all the best as you're doing that.
See how lucky I am. I got an opportunity to meet you.
Wow.
You have come to Nepal. I could never imagine you coming to Nepal and I getting an opportunity to have an hour of talk with you.
Thank you so much.
So the best thing about my life is I have come across many intelligent minds, many supporting minds, and a lot of critics as well, and that's important as well, right? And that is why I feel like I am the one who is going to do it, because I have got everything.
Wow, I like the zeal. I like the zeal. Anyway, you've talked about my being here. I'm also so much appreciative and thankful for the warm welcome you gave me, for all the honor, the intellectuals we've been meeting around, sharing different ideas, because that is what we normally say about social capital. This is something that cannot be just made overnight. It is made every day. So these things we do, for example, the times we met last time with you when we gave the invitation, let's get a delegation from Nepal to come and attend the International Youth Summit. It was really a pleasure, and it is also my pleasure to be here, experiencing the excellent hospitality and lots of goodies within Nepal.
Thank you. It's in our country we have a song, it's I see you appreciate people a lot. I have been like spending some time with you. I see the positivity in you. There's a saying, there's a song actually, it's Fulko akhama fulai sansara, kada ko akhama kadai sansara. It means you see the world in a way that you see yourself. If you are a flower, then you see flower in everything.
Wow.
And if you are a thorn, kada, we call it kada. If you are a thorn, then you see thorn in everything. You see bad things in everything. So, and it's very inspiring line. Like, and I see a perfect example for this. You are so positive toward everyone. See, when you remember when we first presented in the International Youth Summit.
Yes.
After your presentation, I saw 100 of kids, students who came
of the Guru Nanak Institute of Hotel Management.
They came to take autograph with you.
Yes.
They came to take selfie with you.
Yes.
And that day I felt like I want to be like him.
Wow.
I always wanted to inspire people.
Yes.
Like, because I feel that if one person has inspired me,
Yes.
if one person has inspired me, and if I'm going to inspire 100,
Sure.
if those 100 are going to inspire another 100,
then the world will benefit.
yeah,
At most.
that's what you say, right?
Wow, thank you so much for that observation, because I'm so much into humanity works, leadership.
Yeah.
From where we normally come from.
Yeah.
The normally that if everyone has a role of adding a block or a foundation stone on the world in different perspectives. I like the fact that you're more into science, of which I'm impressed, because I'm a physical education teacher, and in physical education we have some sciences also there, which I guess, whoa. So into a collaboration with a great scientist, the one we know in a few years, I'm pretty sure
Thank you so
you're
much.
gonna be at the top
So,
of the horizons.
Sir, we are almost at the end of the conversation, and it is going very good. I don't want to stop this actually. It's going so good. Really? So you talked about perspective. I have a saying for that. Like, you need to bring one change in your life to have an impact in the society, and that's, you need to change from perception to perspective. Once you are thinking just of perception, you find mistakes in people, you find bad things about people. But once you start thinking in a perspective way, sometime from my perspective, sometime from your own perspective, then we get to know that everyone are so good in their way.
In different ways.
Yeah.
Okay. On that very note, the perspective, to add something on it, this is what we say, that the good is only good when you think about it.
Yeah.
And the bad is bad when you think about it as it being bad. So if you say, that one is bad, of course it will be bad.
Yeah.
But if you look for the good, for the positivity out of that, it's just like we, the human beings. we are not perfect. We're imperfect souls. But now, whenever we get to meet each other, we say, this person has these good things or these good qualities. How can I share with them? How can I share some of these qualities? Oh, let's collaborate. Just like the way we did. So I get to learn, because today from this conversation, we have learned lots of science. And we've learned lots of leadership and many other aspects of life, how to maneuver through life. And there is this aspect that I normally say of being down to earth. And I've been seeing you from all the events, those you had in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, around the world, India, and so many other countries. I've seen you being down, even at your home place, the town around. People always, whoa, Arif, when I reached the airport, the moment I just mentioned, I'm going to visit my great scientist, a friend, Arif Ali, they were like, oh, wow, they treated me excellent. Something that shows that you're a social person, you're down to earth, and I really appreciate that. Then, another thing in these works we normally do, I remember, in most of the times, I remember one of my former teachers, she's an American. She's called Lisa Matichit, though she changed and went for a medical course. She's now a nurse, but she taught me mathematics at a certain level of my education. And she mentioned something unique. When I finished that level, we kept the communication. And when I noticed her that, oh, Madam Lisa, I'm going to do the profession of teaching, she was like, oh, wow, Moses, thank you so much for being inspired from our activities. But go and do me one favor. Go and correct the mistakes you saw in us. So I'm always doing my best and encouraging my colleagues, the people I normally meet, just like the way we shared, to correct the mistakes we saw in our elders, the things that didn't move well, we correct instead of criticizing them. Hey, you've not done this well. So we just need to come up with the great ideas. Say, we can fix this in this way, so that we can come up with the sustainable communities we need.
Let's hope that Madam Lisa is watching this video.
Exactly, from wherever Madam Lisa Matichet is. This is your student Moses, the one you taught from Ginger Luvanes Secondary School. Yeah, he's now a global icon, rocking the world and making things work out for the positive impact of the communities.
And it was a wonderful conversation and a wonderful opportunity for me to get an hour with you and learn this many things. And I am not lying from any level. I am super inspired by you.
Wow.
And I have already seen a lot of good things in you, which I am going to take it all.
Wow.
Because the good things multiply when we share, right? So it was such a wonderful time with you. And thank you, sir, for your time. And I hope whenever you get an opportunity to come to Nepal, we certainly are going to have 1 hour.
Great. Okay. It's great.
Thank you
so much. Always. You're welcome, Brother Arif. It is my pleasure to always be welcomed and finding people of great minds like yours and so many others. Wow.
We have, by today, by tonight, we have like 80,000 subscribers in our channel.
Wow.
And they love what we produce.
Yes.
So please, something for our audience.
Okay, for the audience, I'm so much blessed and enthused to be part of this project, Brahmanda. The project Brahmanda, led by our scientist Arif Ali, D supporter Imran, and many others. And I'm also part of it right now. International Youth Summit of Workplace Skill Development Academy New Zealand is part of this. We are having lots of program sessions to make sure that we can have the communities benefited in a positive way, in that way. And outside of the International Youth Summit, I send greetings to our current president, His Excellency Sadia Islam from Bangladesh. We are having lots of events as well on the other side with the Workplace Government Academy in New Zealand. This week we have our friend Rachel Kennedy. She will be taking us through happiness. Yes, happiness. Because we need people to be happy. How can we learn from happiness? What brings happiness? How can we create it? Because happiness is created, right?
Yes.
And if you create it, if you don't create it, it won't come. If you just be there, oh, let me wait for happiness. No. It's not a normal thing. So just make it. So we are enthused and optimistic to see that lots of people can join us. It is International Youth Summit page. We have lots of people just like the way we have them here, Arif. So salute to all the stakeholders of the Project Brahmanda on this journey of science. And I wish you the best as far as our 4D dimension is concerned. Success to Nepal. We need that award here for that science and technology.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome.